Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to Bestie Talk Podcast. I'm your girl Toya, coming to you tonight with a testimony. All right, so let's talk for a few minutes, okay? So this morning I went to church this morning. Shout out to my church, Connect Church Raleigh, with the Bishop Reginald Adams. This morning, Bishop preached a message called I'm in my feelings. And that resonated with me because we all have been there, right? Where we've been in our feelings, and being in our feelings can, cause us to kind of feel a way in which never really sits well with us, right? So we're coming straight out of Jonah 4:1-11. And listen, the word sat with me, right? So we're going to break it down. Like, we're just going to talk the scripture moment, right? So Jonah was frustrated, not at the people, but he was frustrated with God. And he didn't like how God handled some things. And he didn't like who God blessed. He didn't like how it made him feel, right? And God had to show Jonah, you're in your feelings, but you're not seeing the full picture, right? And a lot of us, we can relate to that, and I know I can, right? So we're all just going to take a moment to kind of put the mirror to our face and just really sit within ourselves, right? So a personal connection, like when Bishop broke that down for me, I said to myself, okay, God, I hear you. Because that was me. I was Jonah and I was Nineveh. And there were seasons where, I was in my feelings trying to protect myself, showing up quiet, showing up guarded, showing up tired. Not because I was acting funny. I wasn't acting funny. It was because I was so overwhelmed with so much. And being misunderstood, I walked into those rooms looking fine on the outside. But on the inside, oh my goodness, I was broken. I was holding back tears. I tried my best to stay composed. I tried not to absorb the energy in the room. And it was really, really hard not to, right? And I was trying to hear God over all of the noise, all at the same time, and still try my best to be polite. That was really, really hard, y'all. And it showed when I was struggling, like it showed in anger. It showed in me, cursing somebody out. It showed in me put my hands on people. It showed in a lot of ways in which that for me, I can see that in other people that something's going on here. Like it, I was just really seeking that guidance in which I was given to everybody, you know what I'm saying? And I was drained. A lot of us can relate to that. And social media, I see it every day where I can see myself in everyone, and that's the thing what really sits with me, because it's like I am no different from anyone else. And it's like we don't give each other enough grace at all, because a lot of us are really struggling, and instead of us seeing, we got to, in order for us to see it, we will have to get out of our feelings, because if we're in our feelings, that means we are not guarding, we're not allowing God to guard our heart, right? So for me, I seen myself being Jonah and Nineveh, because when I was broken and when I was exhausted and I felt like I couldn't do it no more, you guys would see me go away, and I would go away so that now I can go and be Nineveh. And it was hard because I didn't have the guidance, and I didn't know how to do both. I struggled with doing both, because with me being Jonah, I felt like I knew that wasn't me. I knew I didn't feel like I was different, but I knew like there's something God is trying to tell me to do. And it's just like, okay, I was struggling because in those moments and in those rooms, I knew what my assignment was, and I struggled in those moments because I'm not allowing myself to guard my heart with God like I was really weighing a lot. I was wearing a lot, and it was like a lot of stuff God never asked me to carry in the first place. So I didn't know how to put that stuff down until God continued to see me break down. Like I was continuing to be exhausted, and I never had that. I never was able to kind of switch to Nineveh full time, like who I really like. There was moments where I was growing and I was changing. I was trying to do better, and I was trying to listen to God, and I was trying to heal in peace. And that was the new version of me. It was new to me. It was new to me, and it was new to everyone that knew me. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to juggle it all. Like I was really trying to. And I didn't have enough guidance for someone to kind of like see me like struggling and like, hey, Toya, come on. Like I was always the one to motivate. And it was just like, my God, I'm drowning, And that misunderstanding between the two, so imagine this, right? So I'm Jonah on the inside. I'm overwhelmed. I'm, Nineveh on the outside, changing, right? And to everyone around me, it looks like I'm acting different. So let's just, everyone put the mirror up to themselves, right? How many of you see yourself being Jonah in this very moment, right? You're overwhelmed on the inside, but then you're also Nineveh on the inside, changing, right? So you're struggling with two different, you're trying to figure it out. That, let's tie it into you trying to do God part-time and you trying to do the world full-time. You're going to have to pick one or the other, because doing two, it causes anxiety, it causes depression, it causes heart palpitation, it causes, so many health issues within ourselves. And it's like we don't really sit back and think like, hey, I don't feel good. I don't feel good about myself. Let me rest. And it's like we are so guilty. We feel so guilty for resting. We feel so guilty for saying no. When it's like, no, it's okay, because I'm not feeling good. And it's like if I say no, it's like, oh my goodness. But half the time I don't even know how, like, God is really holding me up in those rooms, and it's like I'm not really feeling, I'm not myself. And it's like I just never had that safe space, right? We got to be able to give people more of a safe space to feel like, to know that they're safe to open up, so that we can love on each other. We got to love on each other like Jesus. We got to give each other grace. And it's people think giving someone grace. No, it's really giving grace, because you got to understand, if God stopped blessing Jonah, right? If he stopped blessing you because you want him to stop blessing everybody else, he would have stopped blessing you a long time ago. So it's like, lean into God, tap into God, and like cut off the chaos, cut off the distractions, cut off the noise. Put your phone on do not disturb. Say no. And give God yes. Give God more. Say, God, more of you, less of me, right? We got to do more of that. And, and just watch how he just transform us. And so my testimony is, I showed up in those rooms. I felt misunderstood before I even opened my mouth. I wasn't bitter. I wasn't fake. I wasn't distant. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody isn't everything isn't about you. Some people are really just like really trying to juggle, trying to do, you know what I'm saying? Because we know how it feels to kind of walk away from everybody. We know, because people have walked away. And it's like, God keeps showing us, like, we're looking for everything else in the world. We need to look to God for everything. Look to God to heal us, to give us that strength when we feel tired. When we're growing, we need to, am I growing how I, survive spiritually? Am I still showing up with grace? Also, and what God showed me? I spent years 43 years expecting the world to pour into me when the whole time God was the one I needed full time. And I knew that, but it was like I didn't have the guidance for somebody to show me how to do both at the same time. And it was just like, okay, the way I knew how to do it, I had to cut off the world, because if not, I was going to spiral out of control. You know, like we really got to sit back and really give more grace to people. We have to give more grace because the world is missing it. I'm here to tell you guys, like, I'm going to come with more stories because I need you guys to see, look what God is doing in me. Because I gave God my yes. I surrendered. And every time I'm like, since I've been at Connect Church Raleigh, like, I want y'all to know, like, that my whole purpose is for y'all to go to somebody's church. And if you don't have a church, please come to church with us. We will open with open arms. We love you. We love you. We want you to come. So let me get back on to my point, right? Okay, so let me get a little water. All right. Okay, so we don't want to do God part-time, not just when we're empty. We don't want to just do it when we're hurting. You know what I'm saying? We want to do it full-time. It is okay to do God full-time, y'all. Like, I do God full-time, and I still have me a ball. Like, I still have a great time. It is okay to do full-time. Like, they growing up in church. I grew up in Baptist church, right? And no shame to my family. But we all grew, like, I know the people I went to school with, y'all, we know our mothers and our grandmothers had us in church, right? But they made it seem like it was so wrong for us to live a regular life and still do God. It's okay for me to listen to a little rap music. It's okay. But what he don't want us to do is go out here and do exactly what they're saying in the music. That's the problem. That's the problem. So, this is my gift to my generation, because we got to help get our generation back together, right? It starts with us so that we can help teach our kids, right? So we can kind of break these generational curses. So this is from love, okay? Okay. So the moment, the God moment, and the God moment was, and once God became my source, guys, I was peace, like immediately restored my peace. Like, it was so much. Like, when I tell you guys, I live the life you guys live, is just, I may not look like it. I have been a single mother. I have had, my father was on drugs. You get what I'm saying? I do have a brother that's on drugs. So I live a regular life. I live a life just like you guys. And it's just like, we don't give grace as if I don't live a luxury life. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I'm blessed for sure. I am entirely blessed. But it's like, I would give you the shirt off my back. I literally would. And y'all know I will do that. But it's just like, how do we treat people? We have to be careful how we treat one another. And I am not sitting here saying that I have never mistreated someone. This is why I'm talking to you. Yes. But I have been convicted, and I'm not pointing the finger at anyone. I am sitting here telling my testimony to help give back and to serve. I want to share with you guys how God is delivering me, how I'm still in it. You get what I'm saying? So yes, it is, we can do this, guys. We can do this. The enemy wants us to think that we cannot do this. We can do this. We can do this. We can do everything else, y'all. We can do this, right? So let's do this. Let's do God. Let's do God. And let's watch him move, okay? So that's what we want to do, okay? So the misunderstanding didn't matter as much, right? People's opinions didn't matter as much, but it stings. It stings because it's like, a dog, like, okay. And it's like how I walk into rooms, it didn't shake me anymore. It's just like I have to walk knowing who God said that I am, who I know that I am, and set out to do my assignment and what God has set out for me. right? I can't allow the enemy I can't allow the enemy to stop anything that I got to do. I am straight on my path. I'm sitting here and I'm telling you guys, I am allowing God to move through me so that you guys can see that, hey, she can do it, I can do it. And I want y'all to know, we standing the enemy down. We standing the enemy down. He must go. He's going to get his hands off our kids. He's going to get his hands off of Rocky Mount. Absolutely. He's going to take his hands off of Rocky Mount, off of Raleigh, off of Durham, off of Fayetteville, off wherever. We standing the enemy down. We standing the enemy down, and we're taking back control with our wisdom and with who we know we belong to. Right? So that's what we're doing. That is the whole point of this, right? Because I realized God understood my heart. He understood my heart, even when the room didn't understand my face. And the lesson from Jonah 4 was, Jonah taught me, we don't just struggle with people. We struggle with how we feel about what God is doing, right? And because we are struggling with what God is doing, we are all spiraling because there's so much happening around us, right? It's so many distractions. It's so much chaos. And it's so much of the enemy, and it's so loud, right? That we don't have time we feel guilty for sitting still. It's okay, y'all. Sit still so that he can tell you. Sit still and rely on him, right? Trust in the Lord. Trust in him. Acknowledge him. Lean on him. Lean on him. Because the enemy is really testing our integrity when it comes to God. I'm telling y'all, he's testing our integrity to see if we really about that. And I'm here to tell y'all, I'm really about that. I'm really about God. And we have to continue to stand the enemy down. We really do. We have to really continue to stand the enemy down. And I hope I am still recording. Oh my goodness. Oh, yes I am. Okay. All right, y'all. So, I told y'all this ain't scripted now, so. Okay, so. All right, so Jonah taught me that we don't just struggle with people, right? We're struggling with what God is doing, right? And how we feel about it. And sometimes our emotions don't match our assignment yet, right? So our spirit changes first, y'all. It's going to be a battle. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. But God has promised us that he will take every step with us. He will walk with us. He will protect us. He will fight every battle for us if we give him our yes and surrender to him, right? It's not a scary thing. I'm telling you, it's scarier to not give him your yes. Right? It's very scary out here. So try God. Give him a try. Give him a try. Right? So your boundary starts to show up first too. Your confidence catches up with you later too. It's just like, because I know who I am. And I don't care what the enemy send before me. I'm not getting off my path. I'm acknowledging God. I'm standing still. And I'm waiting for God to lead me and to guide me. Because the enemy waits for us. He wants us to react just like that. And when we react just like that, look what happens, y'all. We don't have a chance to think. And you've ruined your life. Or we've done, like the enemy rejoices off of that, guys. We have to really stop the enemy. We got to stop the enemy. We got to stand the enemy down. So if you're in your season where you get quiet, or you growing, or easily misunderstood, guys, hear me when I say this. You are not acting funny. You are not distant. You're not being rude. You're not bitter. You're becoming. And God sees you. He does. And in the moments where no one else does, right? God sees you. Don't ever forget that. God sees you. He sees you. And I keep saying that because I want you to know, when you are not doing the godly things and you're doing the ways of the world, he sees you. He sees us, right? And one thing about it, he's always there to give us grace and mercy. But however, he is going to catch you. When I tell you he's coming, right? So this is BXSTIE. This is healing. This is growth. And this is me learning, right? Not to live in my feelings, but to live in his, right? So, guys, I want y'all to know that I love y'all. Jesus loves you guys. So I love you guys. And let's take this. This is our assignment to walk away from tonight. I want us to take some time out to take a moment, stand in the mirror and see where am I in my feelings? Where am I in my feelings, right? And in that moment, wherever you're in your feelings, I want you to invite God in and say to yourself, God, I surrender my heart. I surrender my heart to you. Again, if you don't have a church home, I would love for you guys to connect with my church, Connect Church Raleigh with Bishop Reginald Adams. I have learned a lot under him, and also the entire ministry of Connect Church Raleigh. We do have devotion Monday through Friday, 8:30 on YouTube, Connect Church Raleigh. You guys check us out. Also, come step in and say hi to us. We are so friendly. We love you guys. Amen. Let's go. BXSTIE talk. God activated. Enemy, you out of here.